What is going on, guys? And what is going on in the NFL this off season? Craziest off season by far. In the few years that I have been watching, it's undoubtedly the craziest off season that I have ever witnessed. And I'm just happy. This is what fans want. We just want all this change and chaos, and it's exciting. It's exciting, and I'm glad that we're all here to witness it during this day and time. Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins. I don't know what nobody was expecting this. I think it's fair to say that legit no one was expecting a trade for the fastest dude in the league. And now Miami, like this young up and coming team, decides to go all in to acquire him. I mean, the NFL landscape is just changing every single day, it seems. Man, I don't know. I think for Tyreek, it's an interesting move. I'm not sure this is, at least stats wise. Well, actually, we'll get into that later. Let's talk about from Miami's perspective. I like how Miami's going all in. We're seeing more and more teams deciding to make these bolder moves, trading up to get their franchise quarterback. Like, Denver trading 3 first-round picks for Russell Wilson and more. Miami deciding to give up this year's first, this year's second, and fourth, and then 2 additional picks next year, all just for Tyreek. That's a lot to give up. But in doing so, they're also making him the highest, or one of the highest, if not the highest actually, paid wide receiver in NFL history. 4 years, 120 million, I believe is the numbers, including 72 million guaranteed. That's a lot. That's amazing for Tyreek. I'm happy for him, but I'm not sure if he's going from Patrick Mahomes, arguably the best quarterback in the league, to Tua. Tua has his issues, but I like what Miami's doing in the offseason. I think a lot of this will help Tua a little bit. This next year is critical for him. Because what has Miami done this offseason? Brought in a new head coach, brilliant offensive mind, Mike McDaniels. Brought in so many offseason additions. Just traded for Tyreek. They just signed Teron Armstead, arguably the best left tackle in the free agent market. Chase Edmonds, Raheem Morris, 2 pretty great utilities as running backs. Cedric Wilson from the Cowboys. Now, would they have signed Cedric Wilson if they knew they were going to trade for Tyreek? Probably not. But hey, Cedric Wilson's still a nice key gadget player at wide receiver. Boosted up that offensive line with Connor Williams as well from the Cowboys at left guard. All better protection for Tua, by the way. I think a lot of people hated on Tua and forgetting that he had one of the worst offensive lines in the league. And bringing in Teron Armstead, bringing in Connor Williams, I think will bring stability to Tua's game. Teddy Bridgewater tagging Mike Gesicki. They are bringing weapons for Tua. Now you have Mike Gesicki as your tight end, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle. Imagine that duo of the wide receivers. Tyreek being your deep threat. Jalen Waddle can absolutely be a deep threat as well. But these 2 guys can work in the middle as well. They can break off coverage and catch balls in the middle as well. It's going to be exciting to see. I think it's very so. Tua obviously not an amazing deep ball passer in the NFL, but I don't think that will necessarily. So I do think Tyreek's deep ball game might be. We're not going to be seeing that as much as we used to with the Chiefs. But look what Mike McDaniels, he just came from the 49ers, and look what he was able to do with someone like Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel wasn't this deep ball guy, but he was dominating the league by acting as a running back and a wide receiver. I think he gave himself a new name for that position called wide back, right? And imagine Tyreek Hill with that burst of speed, like, doing the jet sweeps, carrying the ball up the middle. With his speed, with his breakaway speed, who knows? I think we should all be excited to see if Mike McDaniel chooses to make Tyreek Hill a Deebo Samuel type player in his offense. I think that'll be really, really cool to see. Continuing on with the Miami Dolphins, I think it's a good thing to see how they're trying to go all in, especially when the AFC has gotten increasingly competitive. The AFC is like a bloodbath at this point. And I think they're willing to show, hey, we might as well try to go all in. Maybe Tua might not be the quarterback of the future. Again, this is going to be a critical year for Tua, but if he shows this year that he can work with the system with all these weapons, there you go. You finally have your solution at quarterback, at least for the time being, in Miami. But if it doesn't work out this year, then once again, you just have to try to move as fast as you can to find your quarterback either in the next offseason or whatever, whenever, because you have all these weapons in place. You have the system in place. Everything is coming all together right now for Miami. Maybe you still have a few holes, maybe a linebacker or something like that, but this is the most well-developed team that Miami has had in who knows how long. And if Tua doesn't work out this season, then Miami has to once again race to find a new quarterback for themselves, because they're making the right moves right now in the offseason. It's just a question of, can Tua fit in that program right now? We'll have to wait and see. Now, what does this mean for the Chiefs? I think they're in trouble right now. I think they're in trouble right now in the AFC West. And in the AFC West, where they just got Russell Wilson, they just got Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Joey Bosa too, but you know what I mean. J.C. Jackson, Devontae Adams, all these guys coming into the AFC West. And now they don't have to worry about Tyreek Hill anymore. I mean, we saw how at times the Chiefs offense struggled last year. And now if you're removing Tyreek out of the equation, no deep threat that Patrick Mahomes loves to throw to, I mean, I think there's questions on this offense, especially losing Tyrann Mathieu, questions on your defense. Now, there are reports that they're going to be bringing in Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I know they brought in Juju, but we got to be honest, they're not close to Tyreek. They're not close to Tyreek whatsoever. So I'm a little bit worried for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I was, when I first saw the report that it was either going to be the Jets or the Dolphins, I think if Tyreek got traded to the Jets, that would have been amazing for the Chiefs, because the Jets have really high round picks. They could have used those first and second round picks to draft amazing defensive players. Maybe Kyle Hamilton possibly falls to you at the number 4 spot. Imagine Kyle Hamilton in that defense, or maybe an amazing corner like Sauce Gardner or Derek Stingley Jr. Imagine bringing in one of those type of caliber players. Now, they could still, with their late round picks in the first and second round, they could still draft pretty cool players. I think receiver is definitely someone you're looking at, a position you're looking at. There's quality receivers that they can look at in this draft. But this is a big loss. This is a big loss, and I'm not sure with all these defenses wrapping up in their division and in their conference, I don't know if we're gonna be seeing them in the making it this far in the playoffs like we're used to seeing them over the past few years. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's gonna be very, very interesting. I'm so happy. I'm just happy as a fan. I don't know what to say. I'm just happy as a fan. Like, this is the type of stuff that we love to see. All this change, all this chaos, awesome to see. I hope that you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. And like I said, I'm hoping that I can continue to make these type of videos just to share my thoughts on while all these big moves are going on, while the draft is coming up soon. Just happy to be a fan of this league. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd like to hear my thoughts, and we'll see you later. Thank you, guys.